YouTube! What's y'all like? Why y'all all up in my grill? YouTube! What's up? It's your boy 360 Jeezy, and in this video, I basically did a drop fade with a curl on top. I did the curl sponge, kind of looked like the Odell Beckham curl sponge with the blonde on top, kind of, you know. And it was crispy. It was dope. I just couldn't help but film it because, you know, just seeing him come in, it's like, oh my goodness, I could set that on fire, and it just, you know, I set it on fire. All right. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. All right. If you're new to my channel, okay. If you are new to this channel, okay, please hit that subscribe button right here. I mean, I'm just trying to stall to give you guys time, but you guys could, you know, skip through this if you want. You know, see how I set that real low? You guys can skip through this if you would. But it's your boy 360 Jeezy. Stay tuned. 360 Jeezy. Alright, YouTube, first guideline that you want to set is the ball guideline. I'm starting the guideline in the middle of the C cup, which is the kind of, you know, the curve around the line when you line them up on the side. I'm kind of doing a contour fade. It's sort of like a drop fade. You could call this a low fade, a drop fade, but to me it's kind of a contour fade because I'm customizing this line to the shape of his head. Normally I would put this line in with the Andy Slimline Pro LIs and then finish it off with the wall magic clips that I actually modified my magic clips and turned them into balding clippers. But my client really doesn't have a lot of hair at the bottom, so I'm just going to be taking it off with these Slimline Pros. Working towards the back of his head, I'm basically dropping it down around the hook area. I'm not going to be going higher than that, mainly because I want this cut to be custom, you know what I mean? I don't like doing cuts that, you know, I put on everybody. You can't, there's no way that a client can look unique, you know what I mean, if you put the same cut on everybody. So if you guys are doing these cuts and you're starting out and you're you know, doing these first guidelines, make sure your guidelines are custom to your client's head. Working my way to the right side, I'm just going to skip and go over in the middle of the C cup and bring it back to the back, because if you start off and try to bring one line all the way around to the other side of the head, it's going to come out crooked. So what you want to do is once you get like sorta to the back area, you want to skip and go all the way to the other side and run that line the same way you did on the other side. It's basically what I'm doing on the right side, so you guys can see. Basically just taking off the hair with the Slimline Pro LIs and basically finishing up this process right now. Also, if I didn't say it, make sure this line is as neat as possible. Don't do sloppy lines, you know what I mean? Next guideline is the lever open using my Oster's fast feeds. I went up about an inch on this blend. With these fast feeds, I know you guys seeing the white in the middle. Those are ceramic blades. I basically took it off of a one, what is it? Like a metal guard, I guess, for some BGRCs. Basically took it off of one of those clippers, but I think you guys could get it on eBay if you just search up a ceramic blade. I put this on there basically so that I could zero gap my clippers. That way, if I close the lever, it could take out a bottom line. You know what I mean? It could get real close. Working my way to the left side, just keeping that same consistency and setting my guideline an inch from the bottom line. Next guideline is the one guard open. I'm just setting about an inch apart. Basically the same width that I did with the lever open, and just again trying to keep that consistency, making sure I go over the hairs enough times so it's all even. Working my way to the back. I'm basically not really digging in. I'm going straight up, because what you guys gotta visualize is you guys gotta visualize the cut and basically know that this is like a box cut. So you don't want to dig in and take off too much, because at the end of the day it's supposed to look like a box a little bit, you know what I mean? And then you shape it on the top. So have in mind when you're doing this cut, most of the time you're going to be going straight up. You're not really going to dig in, especially when it gets to the longer hairs at the top. Again, I'm just going over the hairs, making sure that this guideline is even. Next step is closing the lever on the number one, okay? And what you want to do is basically soften the middle line. Now with this, you don't necessarily have to flick out. You could just go up a little bit, you know what I mean? Don't go up too much. What you're doing is just soften up that middle line, kind of making it easier to come behind it with the zero closed. Yeah, you guys kind of see me right now. I'm not technically flicking out. It's just a quick run through, softening up the middle line. All right, next step, with the zero guard closed, you want to flick out. All right, flick out the best you can, that middle line. All right, it should be real easy to just flick it out because you already softened up the line using the one guard closed. So right now I'm working my way towards the back. Normally it would take me a long time to actually get out this line, but right now I'm kind of taking it out with ease, you know what I mean? With each stroke, you could kind of see it disappear. It's important that you guys, you know, find your rhythm, you know what I mean, when you're blending, you know. Get in the habit of using your wrist and flicking out, and you know, it's basically putting the clipper to the skin and just flicking away real quick, you know what I mean? That's basically all I'm doing, you know. When you see me, it's a different stroke other than, you know, setting a guideline in. You know, setting a guideline is just putting the clipper to the head, going straight up, putting the clippers to the head, on the other side, go straight up, But this is more of a rhythm. This is more of a 1-2, 1-2, trying to take something out, you know? Trying to, or rather trying to flick something out. Next step, in that same flicking motion, close the lever and try to knock out that bottom line as best as you can. One of the biggest problems that barbers have is taking out that bottom line. And I know a lot of people feel like, man, the reason why it's so hard is because you're putting in that harsh line when you're setting, you know, putting in that line with the liners. Well, when I put in when I put in that line with the liners, I'm not digging in. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, pressing too hard on the skin. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I know some of you, you know, if you're first starting out, I know I was doing this when I first started out. I set the guideline so harsh that it kind of left a red mark. And it's like that red mark is dang near imprinted in the skin, and you can still see that after, you know, you're flicking out. But, you know, you don't want to press too hard on the skin using the liners. You know what I mean? There are liners, so, you know, they hit hard. You're putting something sharp directly on the skin, so you want to ease up a little bit and treat it as if you're, you know, you flip the clipper around and you're going upward. But, you know, just be very gentle and light when you're setting in that first guideline so that you can take out the blend with the lever closed. I know I sound like a broken record, but you guys must develop a wrist motion. You know what I mean? A flick out wrist motion. Is sometimes it could be difficult to, like, when you're first starting out, to really develop that, you know, motion, but you guys got to practice at it as much as possible. It's very important. Next step that I'm doing is doing the freehand. All right, I didn't take the number 2 and run it up because, to me, once you put in that lever open, you know what I mean, it's mainly freehand from then. You know, I don't waste my time with other steps. You know what I mean? I like to get straight to the point. And with freehand, you're just running the clipper flat on his head and going straight up. Okay, just like if you were to do a high top. That's all this cut is, basically a high top with a curl on top. But when it comes to freehand, I mean, it is just like how it sounds. It's freehand. You got to have a steady hand and know what you're doing. You're just going straight up, as you see right here. I'm gonna stop talking, all right, so you guys can watch and pay attention. Right now I got my Afro shears, that's what I call them, but if you guys want to know where you can get these shears from, I got them off of Instagram. The site is called Cut Like a Boss, so you guys can look that up if you want to get some shears from them. They got great prices on shears. Yeah, right now I'm just taking off the little hairs at the top, just making sure the cut is even as much as possible. I'm not really getting in too deep about, you know, keeping it even, but, you know, it's some stragglers up there that I want to get rid of. So this is kind of the easiest way to get the stragglers off. I could use my clippers, but, you know, I want to step up my shear game, man. So I've been doing a lot of practicing on my shear work. And that's basically all it is, repetition. Keep doing it, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to do something else, do something new. Or do something that you don't normally do, you know what I mean? Try something, you know, it doesn't hurt to be a student of the game, man. Never be too big-headed to where you can't learn something new. Right here I'm using my Wahl Magic Clips. They're modified, so they're balding clippers now. I'm just cutting off the front bang of his hair, if you will. You know what I mean? It looks like he has bangs in the front. You know, if African Americans can have bangs, but I'm cutting that down just so it can look more boxy. And that way you can actually see the front line better. Also, when you put that line in, it's going to be more visible. It's going to be more crisp because you're knocking off the hairs that are laying over that could possibly, you know, if he picks his hair out, that could lay over it, and you know he could possibly look like he don't even have a line anymore. So you got to make sure that you knock those things off. And this is just basically detailed work that'll make your cut from 80 to 100%. You know what I mean? Just those little things, it can make the haircut pop that much more better. Right now I'm using my Andes GTX. I modified these clippers, basically cut the top off. I'm basically taking my time with lining up his head. Basically, I'm gonna try to tell you guys how to line somebody. It's very hard for me to tell you guys how to line somebody up because basically I just visualize what I want and just, you know, set the clipper on top of it and run it down. You know what I mean? Set the clipper on top of the hairs that you want to come off and then take it down. On the side, I usually, you know, go to the line, you know, instead of like going, like taking away and then, it's hard to explain, man. Like putting it on the skin and then dragging it away, I hardly do that on the side. I basically run it to it, and then if I have to, I'll chop it, you know what I mean? But it all depends on what the client hair texture is like. You know, some texture you can't really just go to the line and line it up. You will have to chop it. And some of you probably are like, chop it? What are you talking about? What I mean by chop it is like, actually, you know how you chop a banana or something? That is a horrible analogy. Chop a banana? Like, who just, like, you could chop anything. Why did you say banana? Okay, listen, I'm messing up here, all right? Just let's say that you know how you chop something, all right? You're basically putting it on the skin and dragging it away from it, all right? It's not actually putting it on the skin and dragging it to the line. Is taking the hair away from the line. That's what I mean by chopping. Right now I got my curl sponge and I'm going in a counterclockwise motion. I don't know why I go in that direction. It's just, you know, it's easier for my wrist to go in that direction because I'm right-handed. So, I mean, you could go clockwise, you can go counterclockwise. It really doesn't matter. Just make sure you guys applying the right amount of pressure on the hair, and make sure you guys keep going over it enough, you know, to where it will curl. You know, a lot of clients, they ask me, man, how do you do it? How do you get my hair to curl like that? You guys got to keep going over it. You know what I mean? It takes time. It isn't just like gonna curl in the first circle. You know, you gotta keep doing it. Alright YouTube, that concludes the end of this tutorial. Alright, this cut to me was fresh. I liked it. You know, my client liked it. He was happy with it. If you guys like it, can you make sure, you know, you give it a thumbs up? If you guys are new to my channel and you don't know how to cut hair, I really feel like I give great tutorials on how to cut hair. I got plenty of videos I upload consistently. If you like my channel, if you like these cuts, please hit that subscribe button. Alright, it's your boy 360 Jeezy, and I'm out of here. Cheer. YouTube, this is the cut, and if you like it, please give a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's your boy 360 Jeezy. This is a dope blend right here.